Alright, set number 2 on Himmel start. The Immortals leading 1-0 against AVANT-GARDE in the tank setup. Wow, actually that's kind of surprising. AVANT-GARDE going for a lighter setup.
Well, yeah, but I'm used to see AVANT-GARDE favoring those T69s. I mean, I wouldn't have them play any other way than that. It's just their A game is not on the table.
Yeah, the thing is, going against the Immortals, you gotta go with heavier tanks because they're gonna go with
5 heavy tanks?
Exactly, 5 heavy tanks most of the time. So to kind of counteract that tank selection, you got to go with a more heavier tank setup. But AVANT-GARDE sticking with their what's true to them, going with those T69s, definitely more mobility, and they could be going for hilltop push with that.
Yeah, well, when it comes to the Immortals, it definitely looks like a hilltop push.
Yeah,
they're sending every single one of them up there right now. Except maybe one to just cover up for the base, and that's a big if.
Yeah.
But I mean, see, have you ever seen Immortals play with anything but heavy tanks?
I think one time we saw them go with a lighter setup.
Really?
Maybe with a one light tank, I think, or one medium, but they lost. They only win when they go with 5 heavies.
All right, I hear you on that one. So that's a pretty risky push though from the Immortals because they have the slower tanks, and look at that. Meanwhile, the AVANT-GARDE team going for the hilltop themselves, and with those T69s they're gonna climb there in a matter of seconds. Whereas those MX-50s are still making the climb quite painfully on the Immortal side. Look at that, those 3 T69s are already up there.
Yeah. So they have control of this hilltop area, and the Mortals actually sending up a couple of tanks up this hilltop. So once they get up there, they gotta be careful of the possible engagement coming out from AVANT-GARDE. But right now,
the MX-50 would be blown to bits right now because he's alone.
Yeah,
he's
right
alone.
now,
and those T69s have had the time to hide behind the cathedral. I mean, behind the castle. So they don't even know what's up there right now.
They have no idea.
They could proceed to a sniping position and get completely trapped here. Look at that, those 3 T69s are completely behind the castle itself. So yeah, the MX-50 wisely choosing to retreat a wee bit, at least until the T1 figures out who's where, pretty much.
Yeah.
And how many, most importantly.
Yeah, so T1 actually creeping up towards that castle area.
Yeah, he's going to get spotted and he's going to get shot, and that MX-50 is not going to risk it, the way I see it.
Ooh, but they have kind of went to the
they actually they're actually just going in straight up right now, so they're gonna most likely that MX-50 is gonna be spotted.
Yeah, the
T1 is spotted.
Yeah, T1's getting taken out. Yep. And the MX-50 here being spotted as well. He is behind that piece of rubble.
He's got to retreat. He has to retreat, and he is retreating.
Yeah.
He is retreating. He's got no other option. There's no way in the world he can face 3 T69s, and he's really rolling out for his life right now.
Yeah, definitely. So now, I mean, the AVANT-GARDE team, they know that at least at least one of those AMX-50s try to go up there. So they're kind of expecting AVANT-GARDE. They wanted to go for hilltop push, but now they aren't. So right now it's up to the Immortals to either go. What I would do if I were the Immortals, I would go for a western push.
Yeah, because if they try to go up the hill with their heavier setup, they'd be clearly at a disadvantage.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, those tanks are already up there.
Yeah, they wouldn't be able to fire shots until they make the climb, and they'd just be shot down one after the other. Now, what's really surprising is that AVANT-GARDE decides to retreat from that position. I don't understand what's going on here. They should have stayed up the hill.
I mean, I would maybe leave one tank up there, but I like what AVANT-GARDE is doing because they're actually going for the western edge because they're expecting a push from the Immortals on the western side as well.
But it's not really going to happen. If I were the Immortals, I would just wait.
Yeah.
Because I've got so much firepower, pretty much. When it comes to combat within building cover, I have the advantage.
Yeah. Definitely.
So if I were the Immortals, and I think that's exactly what they're going to do, I'd just spread out around the park area, still on the cover, and wait for whatever AVANT-GARDE's got in store for me. And chances are I'll get the upper hand if it comes to a close quarter combat.
Yep. So AVANT-GARDE and the Immortals moving towards that western edge right now. We could see an engagement on that railway area where they're not close to each other just yet, but they both are moving towards that
end. They definitely are moving towards the railroad. I'm kind of surprised a wee bit by the Immortals' choice here, pretty much, because with their setup, it'd be a lot more advantageous to stay where they are, or spread out within their own starting position.
See, but the thing is, like on Immortals, from Immortals' point of view, they're expecting some of the AVANT-GARDE tanks to still be up on the hilltop. So if they go for a Western push,
that is true. That is true.
Then they'll have the advantage there. But right now, AVANT-GARDE also committing all their tanks to that Western road as well. So we could see, yeah, we're probably going to see an engagement.
And that T1 just got blown to bits. So now the Immortals definitely know that there's at least 1 or 2 tanks way up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're wisely. I mean, they're just like squatting there, but. You know what? AVANT-GARDE should have left at least 1 T69 up there. That's what I think.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree that they should at least left 1 tank up there on the hilltop. But now they are actually moving back towards the eastern edge. They could be going for hilltop or just a push straight down the middle of the map.
That is possible, like towards the park area as well, because right now their opponents have absolutely no vision on what's going on.
Yeah, both their T1s
they only have like really heavy and slow tanks, so they like AVANT-GARDE can definitely afford to just like move around the map freely without taking too many chances.
Yeah, definitely. They are posted up here now in the center area of this field. And now those AMXs still in the back line, so they're going to use those as snipers where those T69s are going to be kind of the front line tanks. And on the
T1 like definitely like creeping down more and more. I think that other T1 towards the hill should make the climb too.
Yeah. Yeah, they
and right now, like the Immortals, like going the opposite way once again. They're like, okay, there's no push on the western side, so they're probably just like harassing us. It's like a hide and seek kind of game. But you know, coming from the Immortals, what else can they do though? Because they have no eyes on target.
Yep. So the Immortals now moving up towards this hilltop. I don't know. I think a hilltop push would be way too risky right now.
They wouldn't push for the hilltop, but they're just like waiting in ambush just in case AVANT-GARDE, who's after all got the much more mobile setup, and both T1 still might just try to go for a sneaky flank while coming down the west front as well. I mean, obviously AVANT-GARDE cannot afford to split up their forces in two.
Yeah,
because of the sheer firepower of the Immortal tanks. But AVANT-GARDE really heavy.
Yeah, that T1 spotted no tanks over on that western side.
So it's a massive push towards the west. You know what? I hate to say it though. I really hate to say it, but if AVANT-GARDE just decides to go for a base capture, I don't think they can pull it off, man.
Yeah, at this current situation.
Like, I mean, just because they're right next to their base, and we're talking about an IS-3, a KV-5, and 3 MX-50s. I don't see like those the 3 T-69s just facing off that kind of firepower.
Yeah.
Especially not in such close areas.
Yeah, it's going to be extremely hard for AVANT-GARDE to actually take the Immortals base. But
they need to take out at least like a tier 8, you know, but because all the Immortal tanks like are really clustered together, it's going to be very hard to ambush them.
Yeah, but I really admire what AVANT-GARDE is trying to do right now. They're actually going to go for a 2-prong push. They're sending their 2 AMXs down to that way south western corner, and then they're going to go in from the northern area with those T-69s. So those AMXs are going to provide a long-range cover fire for the T-69s, where those T-69s just kind of go in.
That's the only way they could actually possibly just pull this off. Actually, it all comes down to execution. But isn't that why we actually love AVANT-GARDE in the first place?
Yeah.
You know, as much as the Immortals are being very efficient so far and clinical, well, once again, their strategy altogether doesn't take rocket science.
Exactly.
I mean, it's just like 5 heavy tanks clustered together and protecting each other and trading damage and setting out traps, which is very commendable. I'm not saying it's a poor strategy, but there's no surprise effect.
Yep, and the base capture has been started by AVANT-GARDE, so now the Immortals know this is happening. They are going to move back to defend this, and the rest of the AVANT-GARDE members are ready
and it's all going to come down to the AVANT-GARDE trap. Is it going to work? Is it not going to work? All they need is to take out one of these heavy tanks relatively early on.
Yeah, definitely. So the Immortals now, they realize that they're right behind this cathedral.
Right, exactly.
They have spotted all these tanks now moving in.
And like the AVANT-GARDE tanks, like those T-69s providing cover fire, and the Immortal tanks taking some damage, but not too much actually.
Yeah, Immortal's actually doing a really good job.
And look at that! Oh, he gets taken down. So brilliantly done by AVANT-GARDE. Yeah, trade on that one. So 1 MX-50 down on the side.
Unreal Rogue.
Yes.
Actually taken out against Bingo Bongo. Bingo Bongo actually probably getting taken out here as well.
Exactly. So AVANT-GARDE doing a wonderful job here.
Yeah, they trade again, so it's actually completely even now. 3 T-69s versus
against
3 heavy tanks.
So once again, very hard to do, isn't it?
Oh, but
in such close quarter combat, it's so hard to do. And once again, in such close quarter, it's just what can you do? I mean, really, it's kind of. I want to say it's almost sad because AVANT-GARDE was really playing that well, but it's just the sheer difference of size.
Honestly, if AVANT-GARDE went with 5 heavy tanks there, They would have won.
But they wouldn't. I mean, the Immortals would have gone for a straight-on push then. See what I mean? It's just like the only reason why they're playing so defensive in the first place is because AVANT-GARDE's got that mobility. But on a map like this, it's just very hard to
actually,
do.
AVANT-GARDE might take this.
Who knows?
It's still tied up though.
Yeah, it's still tied up, but
I don't know. Look at Unreal.
Yeah,
if
Unreal
they
is like
take out
really, really
Unreal
low.
Rogue,
Yeah.
then they could come out.
Griven here. Again, Iron Buzz. Oh Jesus,
my
that's
God.
a huge shot.
Yeah, but here it's 2v1 right now.
Yeah, they gotta take Iron Buzz out. If they take out Iron Buzz, somehow they're gonna win this.
Oh my God, only about 6
oh,
5
dear,
seconds.
like Griven just...
Oh, if they take out Griven, then they
yeah,
don't win.
exactly, and that last shot, Griven's gotta stay alive, and this is